I'm very loyal to the communities that I serve, and it usually takes a lot to make me feel like I can, move from that community and take that next step. And I always enjoy my work. It doesn't really matter what my role is, or, if it's health and fitness or an ED. I find work in that community, and I feel very, very loyal to stay there. How I got involved in the Y is I used to work for the for-profit health club industry. One day I showed up to work, and the doors were closed. And amazingly, within about a week, I got a phone call from a gentleman named Jim Dixon. He worked at the YMCA of Honolulu Association, Central YMCA. He's originally from Tennessee. And he said, hey, would you come down and interview for a position? This was back in 1989. So I went in to the YMCA. I had never even known where it was. And when I walked in, he started talking to me one-to-one about the YMCA. I worked for the YMCA of Honolulu. The Central YMCA is a health and fitness director. And I worked as a health and fitness director from 1989 to 2001. In 2001, I moved to Evansville, Wisconsin, and I worked for the Janesville YMCA in North Rock County as the health and fitness director, and eventually became the associate exec there in 2003. In 2005, I worked for the YMCA of Dane County, West Madison YMCA, and took an executive director position there. And then in 2011, I transferred to the YMCA of Metro Chicago Association as the executive director for the Bueller Family YMCA. The role of executive director was a huge learning experience for me. It was very multifaceted. It was very quick pace. We had a very small building, 55,000 square foot, but we did about $4.5 million worth of business, and a lot of our business happened out in the community. We had about 13 after-school sites that we had to monitor all licensed childcare. We had a huge internal licensed preschool within our building. And if you've worked with licensed childcare of any kind, it's very, very time consuming, a lot of things to do. And we had a huge sports program that was run internally, but it was also run out in the community in about 22 sites in the schools. And so, a lot of things were happening. We had a huge group exercise program, large personal training, large group X, huge swimming, big swim team, very multifaceted branch, things moving pretty quick, a lot of things happening all the time. So you really had to be on your toes. So that was real new, and I liked it. I liked the intensity and the excitement of that role. Health and wellness will always be my love, be my passion, because that's where my degree is, that's where I came from, that's where I spent most of my life. But social responsibility, I think now realizing that I am a minority, from moving from Honolulu and now to the Midwest, that it's really, really important to make sure you're helping everybody in your community, all ethnicities, all socioeconomical, backgrounds, and really, really trying to create a culture that makes everybody feel included. I think as you navigate your career within the YMCA, you have to really get to know your strengths. You have to get to know how you are most confident. And I think you have to always look at every opportunity. You have to look at all options, and sometimes you have to put those options out there. They're not necessarily always there waiting for you. You have to really help create your path. I think you have to really trust your instincts sometimes and go with what you know, and even though others may not think like you do, and that's often the case many a time, you have to, don't be afraid to put it out there and see what comes back at you.